Hello and greetings, salutations, welcomes. It is time once again, sumo fans, for a new bus show. And what a bus show I think it will be. Uh, Historic in many ways, uh, much anticipated, sold out. There's not a seat to be had at the brand new arena in Aichi Prefecture, Nagoya City. And I won't be going. Uh, Jeff over at Buy Sumo Tickets will be going. He wants to scope it out. He's having some problems with his business, but hopefully it will get worked out in due course. So don't give up hope if you want tickets to a sumo event in the future. I think he's going to have a hand. Maybe September will be difficult, but let's hope November will be better because I want to go in November. I usually go to Fukuoka and rely on buysumotickets.com for my tickets. Um, but lots to talk about. We'll get into the contest later. That'll be opening today. Today is July 6th. It happens to be. Should I even say this? Because if I say this, then I'm going to get a lot of the comments down below are just going to be happy birthday. But it is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I am 56 years old today. I was born in 1969, 2 weeks before man first walked on the moon. That is how old I am. So, yes, thank you. You don't have to leave comments that say happy birthday, Jason. That's very nice, but it's okay. But it does happen to be my birthday. July 4th and my birthday have always kind of, been a nice time of year for me because people are having parties in America. You're on school holidays when you're growing up as a child. It was always a fun time. Birthday barbecues and fireworks and stuff like that. But here in Japan, we're still in school, and we don't finish with the kids and with the students until the 18th. And then I, as a teacher, have to go until the 25th. Then I get about 3 weeks of summer vacation in late July, early August before resuming. And part of the reason is that it's just so frickin' hot here that they really want to not have to have the air conditioning on blast every day for all that time. But yeah, if you're coming, I know my friend Dee is coming with her husband to Japan, and they want to go to the Osaka Expo, and they want to go to the bus show, and uh, it, it's gonna. I feel bad actually for the people going to Osaka Expo in July and August. I think it's open until September or October. Maybe try to go then if you can. I went in mid-June with my school, and it was about 30 degrees Celsius that day, and it felt warm, but not like hot. But it was draining, and we were only there 5 hours because we had to take a bullet train there and then get the bullet train home. Um, but yeah, it's just going to be crazy. I mean, it's so crowded. The maximum for Tokyo Disneyland is about 80,000 people. And then they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Fire codes. We can't let any more people in. The daily attendance target for the Osaka Expo, which granted is on a much bigger plot of land, is 150,000. And I think the day we went, we went on a Thursday, it was still packed. And I think there was 138,000 people there the day we went. So it's crazy crowded. There's a lot to see and do, but the lines were crazy long for everything. So just be aware. But if you're coming to see sumo and you actually have a ticket, omedetou, congratulations, because they are a hot item. For the obvious reason, we have a new one of these, right? We have a new Yokozuna, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Uh, Hakuho leaving. A lot of this we've already talked about on live streams and other stuff. Hakuho leaving sumo. Sad day for sumo, in my opinion. But, a lot of us are very curious to see what he's going to do with this new uh, league or whatever he's trying to do to bring more people outside of Japan into sumo. I'm excited to hear more about that. And if anyone can do it, it could be him. He's got a lot of heavy duty corporate sponsors, like friendships in Japan. Like he's really in with the guy who runs Toyota. They've always been a big sponsor of his youth tournament, the Hakuho Cup, every February. And so I think he can get investors. Plus, I think he's kind of made amends with Asashoryu. He's always been good on good terms with Haramafuji. They both left sumo. So he's got three of the major Mongolian Yokozuna from the past, including himself, from the past 20 years, like willing to kind of go in with on this with him, and that will just be amazing. I mean, so really only well, Kaku, I don't know what Kakuru's up to these days. He's staying here. Terunofuji's staying here. Kisanosato is obviously his boy. He's the stable master for Onosato, so he's having a good month. Um, but okay, well, let's just jump into it. So much to talk about. My mind is racing. I don't like make notes, and I just kind of talk about everything as it comes up here. I do open tabs when I share my screen, so I know, hey, I need to remember to share that. All right, well, let's just jump right into the banzuke because that's the bread and butter, right? Who's going to be fighting in this new Nagoya tournament at this new arena? Uh, from July 13th to the 27th. This, of course, is the awesome Fred Pink chart over at fredpink.com. Send him some love. So Hoshoru and Onosato are the two Yokozuna. It's been a long time since we've had, I think I just got to stop and mention this. It's been a long time since we've had two Yokozuna on the Banzuke, 2021. And but you might think, oh, well, that was when we last had a Yokozuna versus Yokozuna clash on day 15 on Senshiraku. Won't it be great to have another one now in 2025, 4 years later? But no, you'd be wrong. When Terunofuji fought Hakuho in July of 2021 at the Nagoya Basho, and they were both, I mean, this was an epic. If you can go into my archive, the link is down in the doobly-doo. If you can go and find this whole sequence of events, they were both 14 and 0 going into the final match, and whoever won the match won the championship with a Zensho Yusho. And of course, I know you guys know that it was Hakuho, his final Yusho of his career. The next tournament in September, he had to sit out because somebody in his stable got COVID, and then he retired in November of 2021. But even my memory, I didn't quite remember that Terunofuji in that match in July hadn't become Yokozuna yet. He was an Ozeki when he fought Hakuho on day 15, 14 and 0, lost. It's the famous one where Hakuho, does the gesture after winning. Um, but that runner up at 14 and 1, plus he had won the previous tournament, got him promoted to Yokozuna, Terunofuji, right? So he's Yokozuna in September. Hakuho doesn't show up. Then Hakuho retires, doesn't, do anything in November, and Terunofuji wins the next two Yusho. He's the only Yokozuna since Taiho to win his first two tournaments at the rank of Yokozuna in a row. And he won four that year, which hadn't been done since like 2014, when, of course, Hakuho did it. But so when was the last time we had a Yokozuna fight a Yokozuna on day 15? I'm going to let you guys find that out. That's your assignment. So the intrepid investigators of you will hit Wikipedia or Sumo database and you'll figure it out. Leave it down in the comments. That's fine. Spoil it for other people so they don't have to do the hard work. But I'm going to let you figure it out. That's your trivia question of the day. When was the last time? It's been a while since we had a Yokozuna fight a Yokozuna on day 15. Not necessarily for the championship or anything, just a simple two Yokozuna fighting on Senshiraku. There's my aircon. I don't know if you can hear it. Just kicked in. It's hot outside today, but I try to kind of like let it run for a while and then turn it off. Other people just let it run at a lower amount all day in Japan. We have no insulation in Japan, so it all evaporates immediately. There's no central heating, and oh, it's just terrible. Anyway, okay, enough distractions. Let's go back. Where was I? So that's the big key thing, right? Is we are going to have that, assuming that Hoshoru and Onosato are healthy all through the basho. On day 15, we'll have two Yokozuna fighting each other for the first time in many, many years. The fans are excited. The Japanese fans are just ecstatic. And I think even the foreign fans, I think we're all happy to see Onosato get it. He definitely earned it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Two Yusho championships, as you can see here on Fred's chart, in a row, a 12 and 3 in March, and a very dominant 14 and 1 in May to become Yokozuna. He now has four championships, the most of any active Rikishi. Uh, uh, you know, yeah, by double. He has double what Hoshoru has, double what Kirishima has, double Tamawashi's number. Tamawashi, everybody sleeps on him and forgets that he has two Yusho. So two Yokozuna. Technically, Onosato is a Yokozuna Ozeki because the way sumo was set up, the Ozeki was the highest rank for a long time. We have to have two Ozeki on the banzuke. And right now, we technically only have one Kotozakura, so they'll call Onosato the Yokozuna Ozeki. But there you go. Oh, and some of you might be like, wait, what about Hoshoru fighting Terunofuji? Well, I think most of you are new enough. You know that that didn't happen either because as Hoshoru was getting promoted, Terunofuji retired, so they never fought each other in recent vintage as both Yokozuna. Then we have the unusual thing where we have three Sekewake, Daisho, Kirishima, and Wakatake Kage. Wakatake Kage totally earning it with a 12 and 3 at Komasubi, so I'm glad they made room. And so in the contest, the first group will be these three guys, the two Yokozuna and the Ozeki. The second group will be your five Komasubi Sekewake guys, and then we'll split up the Maegashira guys into three groups. Pick your best, or no, do we do four groups? Do we do six-member teams or five-member teams? I don't know. Mike's figuring it out right now. I just emailed him yesterday, though. So if the contest is a little delayed, if you look down in the comments and it says come back for the contest, come back tomorrow or something, and I'll remind everybody on day one as well. It might not be ready tonight if Mike didn't see that email in time. Okay, then we get to this curious position. Look at this craziness from Wakamoto Haru down to Chiyoshima, and none of these guys got a Kachikoshi in May from the Maegashira, both Maegashira 1s down to both Maegashira 5. So 10 guys, no winning record. So who did they promote? Well, Oshoma went up with a Maegashira 6 at 10 and 5, got all the way up to Komasubi. Takayasu, which is kind of baffling to me, but if it had been a 7 and 8, I get it, but he went 6 and 9, but they kept him at Komasubi, just slotted him over one. And so there he is. He's still at Komasubi. Pretty, I don't think many people would have predicted that if you do one of those, if you watch those prognostication shows where they try to predict what the Banzuke will be for the next tournament. I think most people thought it was going to be Hakuho or, any of these guys, Onosato, etc. But they kept Takayasu there, so okay. Then Ao Nishiki makes a huge leap from M9 with an 11 and 4, leaps over all these 10 and 5 guys to go to M1. Wakamoto Haru just goes down with a 7 and 8, stays at M1. Then you got Oho and Abi basically just going down a little bit. In some cases, like Abi, same rank. Onokatsu comes up pretty good from M8 to M3. Kimbozan makes a jump up. Hakuho gets a nice little boost from M7 to M4. Tamawashi goes down a couple spots, as does Hirada Umi. Meisei, a pretty good jump with his 9 and 6 from M10 to M5. Normally, a 9 and 6 gets you maybe two rank bump. An 8 and 7 usually gets you a one rank bump, a 9 and 6 maybe two, maybe three. And here Meisei's getting a five rank bump. Uh, so that's kind of crazy. But that was the kind of Banzuke they had to deal with after the May tournament. Okay. Uh, Takeda Fuji going way down. Who else went way down? Of course, Chirana Umi, a 4 and 11, went way down. Chiyoshima, pretty far down from M5 down to M9 with his 4 and 11. Gonoyama's 4 and 11 took him from M2 down to M6. Uh, Tobizaru just down a little bit. Endo Sanumi both bumps up. Ura pretty big fall. You know, fives and tens, that's a lousy record. So double digit losses is pretty terrible. And M5 only down to M9. Tommy Fuji a slight bump up. Like I said, you know, an 8 and 7 usually gets you a one or two rank jump bump, and he went from M12 to M10, so that's pretty much normal. Roga M6 M14 went from to M10 with a 9 and 6. What else we got? Togi Hayate and Takanosho getting small bumps. And then the other big guy with a nice big solid green line here is Asakoru. Went from M17, 10 and 5. Uh, you know, after his 6 and 9 at M16 in March, turns it around, gets double digit wins, and is rewarded with an M12 spot for July. And so let's see. Then we had a bunch of movement between the divisions, between Juryo and Makuuchi. This little thing is uh, Fred's way of denoting special prizes. Fighting spirit prize, technique prize, Yusho. Okay, so who went down? Ryuden, Shonana Umi, both 5 and 10. Nishikigi, 6 and 9 at M16. Thomas Shoho, who had come up, right back down 4 and 11. Tochi Taikai came up, right back down 4 and 11 at the bottom rank. So all five of those guys went down. Uh, and we had five guys come up. Kotoeho, Mitake Umi, Hideno Umi, uh, Fujinokawa. Oh, I think he might have spelled that wrong. I think it's Fujinokawa, not Kowa. I'll email Fred and tell him. And Kusano. So these three guys with the little blue star are making their debut, and we'll talk about them more in a moment. So quite a bit of movement at the very bottom. In that bottom group for your contest, a team, you'll have to decide who you want to put your confidence in. So that is our Banzuke for the top division. And you know, all eyes are going to be on Onosato. Can he weather all the happiness parties and celebrations and show up and do a good job? Is Hoshoru gonna fight back to win his first championship as a Yokozuna? Uh, some people are saying that he hurt his big toe, Hoshoru, but he is slated to appear. There's no word that he's going to pull out of the tournament or anything. Uh, and Koto Zakura, of course, just kind of hanging out. But a lot of movement, possibly with the Sekewake, so that's going to be an exciting storyline to keep hold of. Daisho, Kirishima, Wakatakage, all wanting to build on double-digit wins, with more double-digit wins here in July. Okay, so over on the Banzuke topics, just really quick, I'll mention Tachiai. At the top of the page here, they're talking about this sumo and sushi event, which is kind of fun at Chicago, Phoenix, LA, and San Francisco. So there you go. You can find out more about it. Uh, all in the fall. And the guys here at Tachiai attend, and they always enjoy it, so they recommend it. Here is the Banzuke kind of like rank listings, and it is Fujinokawa, as I mentioned, so I'll tell Fred. That is Waka Ikari. Okay, Waka Ikari's new Shikona is Fujinokawa, River of Mount Fuji. Uh, and you can read the reason he made that switch in his stable name. So if you remember us talking in Juryo coverage about an up and comer named Waka Ikari, then that's no longer his name. It is now Fujinokawa. So there you go. And you can see a little bit. That this is a pretty fun video to check out. You can check that out. They linked it there. Okay. And some of the guys coming up in the third tier division. As always, Tachiai with really good coverage. So do check them out. Link in the description. Okay, the Banzuke topics. Let's talk a little bit about Yokozuna Onosato. Or somewhat nice round historic number of the 75th Yokozuna. with Hoshoru, of course, being the 74th. Um, he's the first guy, of course, from Kiseno Sato's stable, Nishono Seki, to become a Yokozuna. He's from a place in Japan called Ishikawa-ken or Ishikawa Prefecture, and that hasn't had a Yokozuna since May of 73. But hell, they haven't had any Yokozuna from Japan other than Kiseno Sato since 2004. So they're just, Japanese fans are very, very happy. He went to Nippon Sports Science University. He is the fastest post World War II to reach Yokozuna. It took him just 13 tournaments since making his pro sumo debut. Now, he didn't debut down at the very bottom in the sixth tier division. He came in the third tier division, but still, that's an amazing run. Um, and he made it in only 9 tournaments since his Makuuchi debut, and that's the fastest since 1958. And he has had a winning record in every tournament since his debut, and nobody's ever done that in modern sumo. So there you go. Just he's a young guy, the future of the sport, many would say. We're really looking forward to his reign as champion. I really hope he comes out and does well this tournament. I'm not too worried about him winning because often the Yokozuna, newly promoted Yokozuna, just like newly promoted Ozeki, rarely win their first tournament. But he has a very good chance, and everybody will be expecting him to do very well. But as long as, if he gets 12 or 13 wins and he stays in contention, that's what we want. Daisho, like I said, going for Ozeki promotion, needs to get double-digit wins. Kirishima the same way. Uh, Wakatakage back after that injury. He hasn't been at Sekewake since 2023, and that's great. So we're congrats to him. Oshoma is making his Komusubi debut, so his Sanyaku debut. So that's great for him. Uh, and of course, Takayasu staying there. Here it is. It is the first time. Let's read this. It is the first time since the 15-day tournament schedule was established that a Komusubi with 6 wins in the previous tournament is again Komusubi the following one. So when I said it was unusual, I was being actually underselling it. It's never happened before that a Komusubi with a 6 and 9 stays Komusubi, but that's what they decided to do. So there you go. Kusino, of course, a beast, making his debut in the top division. Will be obviously highlighting him over on my Patreon channel. Uh, Young guy, just I think he's gonna just eat it up. And here is Fujinokawa, as we just mentioned, and the other guy making his Makuuchi debut is Koto Eho. So we'll be looking at all 3 of these guys probably the first weekend. Uh, if I can catch their matches on day 1, maybe I'll put those up as well. And then all these guys are making their return. Takeyumi, who was an Ozeki at one time, uh, coming back, and Hideno Umi coming back. Otsuji is returning to Juryo, and Koto Kuzan is returning to Juryo. Here's some how quickly they got promoted to Yokozuna, and you can see the 2 guys that were even closer in the 30s. That's when they had a different style. They didn't have 6 basho a year in the 30s. So the last guy to do it in the normal uh, 6 basho a year type of format was Wajima, uh, who did it in 21 tournaments. So just lightning speed from Onosato. And after becoming a Makuuchi, Taiho did it very quickly. There he got it. He did it in 11. Asashoru did it in 13. Hakuho took 19, but Onosato did it in 9. So just crazy, crazy fast, and hopefully not too fast. That was something I heard a little bit that they would have liked him to have a little bit more seasoning, but we kind of need it right now. So I think it'll be good for the sport. Certainly, if you go to the top page, uh, if is it going to let me? There it goes. Look at that. Tickets are sold out. There will be no tickets sold on the day. So at this new IG Arena, and they sold out like within minutes of going on sale for the entire tournament. So it's going to be a hot ticket. but hopefully not hot inside. That was one of the major complaints about the old arenas, that the air conditioning was antiquated and not really capable of putting up with 35 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. Really hot weather outside, and people would just constantly be fanning. And so hopefully it's a little bit more comfortable in there, and the seats are nice, and we'll get it all when we see day one, and I'll get reports from Jeff over at Buy Sumo Tickets as he scopes out the arena, etc. Okay. What else? Well, let's look at Juryo while we're here. Uh, so there's our July banzuke. And really quick, I'll just show you this so you can see it one more time. So there is Fujinokawa. He's from Issei no Umi stable, and he is Waka Ikari's. That's his new name, and he is in a stable with. Well, he's the highest ranked Nishikigi, who's yeah, got demoted down to Juryo 1. So he would have another Makuuchi wrestler with him, but Nishikigi got demoted. We'll see if he can bounce back. But he's pretty much the lead man in his stable now. So there you go. Okay. July Bonds cable. Let's go down to Juryo. Not probably anything as exciting as Kusino last time. That's going to be happening down in Juryo this time. I'll feature it from time to time just to see who's on the leaderboard, but nothing really, you know, a lot of names you might know because they all came down from the top division. Um, Shonan Umi, Nishikigi, Ryuden, Tomokaze, Oshumi, Tamashoho. These are all guys that have been in the top division, right? Shirokuma, Tochi Taikai was just up there. So, we'll see who kind of breaks through. You've got other veterans like Takara Fuji and Kageyaki trying to make their way back up. Um, so Nabatame is there at J10. Mita is at J11. And so, we'll keep a little bit of an eye on Juryo, but it's not going to be as exciting, I think, down there this time as it has been for the last couple tournaments. Uh, and I think most of our my focus will be on the top division. Over on Patreon, I already started a nice uh, little chat room predict the winner. I put it up kind of early, and a lot of people have come by and given their opinion. And so, if you're a Patreon person, it's just a little added thing. You can go in and let me know how you feel. You can send me a direct message too. People can send me, and you can get in touch with me that way. That's another way. But I always put my Gmail down in the description as well. So the Patreon, where do I go to the dashboard here? Put up this new picture there. So that's nice. And, just announcing like the July Boss show is coming soon. And then of course all the match coverage goes there. And the tiers are not that bad. Um, oh, I see. That's me filtering. But basically, I think where do I go? How do I show you? Collections, new. Maybe I can't see it because membership. So $1 a month or $10 and something cents if you sign up for a year, 250 a month. Now this is converted into your currency, or $4 a month if you want to support. And you can see how many members I have in each one. So thank you to all you peoples. Um, and I appreciate you coming by. If you want to see match coverage, it's going to be daily. I'm not going anywhere for summer vacation. School's winding down, so I really hope to have quite full coverage. Um, the other thing is, uh, oh, July 21, which is what, day 9, is a national holiday, Monday the 21st. So I don't have to go to school that day, but I probably will take off early, 22 through 25, because there's no classes. I just have to go in. Sometimes we have some summer extra lessons or extra things with the IB, the International Baccalaureate kids. But yeah, I should have very full coverage for you. Hope to watch a lot of it live and put it up on the channel in a timely manner. So if you're interested in that, head over to Patreon. Of course, the link's down in the description and join us over there. Uh, so what was it? Sumo shirts. Dun, dun. Like the one I'm wearing. I'm going to put a code down in the description, July 2025, July 2025. And if you use that at checkout, you can get 10% off. So just all the different designs. Uh, some of them have stuff on the front and back, so make sure you look. This is, for instance, the one I'm wearing, Sumo Yokozuna. I think these are all now just one-sided. They used to have some writing on the back, but that design went away for some reason. There's the Zen Zen Wakata Nai, my logo, another logo that somebody made me, and what's on the third page? Some of the older logos. This pillow is right there. I love that dohyo design and some other tote bags and whatnot. Masks, gosh, masks from when we needed masks. So, yeah, feel free to go over there and check all that stuff out. Like I said, use the code July 2025 if you want a nice summer t-shirt over at Jason Sumo Shirts, uh, jasonsumoshop.com with little dashes in between here. Okay, anything else? I think that's it. So, the contest, I mailed out a ton of stuff recently. This is what No Okanumi. I took the poster down. I was gonna send it away, but nobody really expressed a huge interest in it from the people that won the giveaway. I gave away a bunch of stuff that's on my walls, sumo stuff, Star Wars stuff, Marvel DC stuff. You had to be a Patreon or YouTube channel member to have access to that video. But basically, I mailed a bunch of stuff out, including Blu-rays and DVDs, all kinds of stuff. Went to the post office a lot in the month of June. Uh, and I kept this poster that was here. Maybe I'll give it away at the end of the July Boss show if somebody wants it. You'd have to be an Okinaumi fan, and he's a retired wrestler now, but maybe somebody would like it for free. That wouldn't be too hard to mail. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to put there. What should I? It's a long space. I've got an Elton John right there and a Beatles. Should I get an Onosato to honor the new Yokozuna? I'm not the hugest Hoshoru fan. I respect him. Not a huge fan. Wouldn't get him. Maybe Aonishiki if he keeps wrestling well, man. Who knows? But anyway, we got an open slot. I'll try to think of something to put there, uh, or buy something new. But yeah, the contest went well. Everybody seemed to be happy with their prizes. I mailed out the cards to the two big winners, and one got a set, one got the box unopened. And yeah, just a whole bunch of other stuff. Every time, though, let me see if I can pull it up really quickly here at the end in my handy notebook. Every time I say, hey, here's the two channel members here on YouTube. You know how you can have a channel membership, which used to be great, but now kind of it's nice to support what I do, but you should go over and spend that money on Patreon because the YouTube channel membership doesn't get you a whole lot. But to make up for that, I always say, hey, if you're this person or this person, I'll send you a prize from Japan. And so last time it was somebody named Mark Rust, and the other person, I only have their YouTube channel name, Tralfaz 2007. And so I don't have their email though. YouTube doesn't give me their email. So all I can do is say their name in these videos, and they never contact me. So they never got their prize. But Novi got his towel, and Tom got a bunch of stuff. This is the Patreon people. I give one to the Komusubi, one to the Sekewake tier, and one to the Ozeki tier. Um, let's see. One person lived in Sweden, and a couple people lived in Canada. Most of the people lived in America. Sophie was asking me about postage stamps, but we couldn't make that happen. Uh, so Alexis got a nice Wakamoto Haru towel. Uh, One of the people opted for an Amazon gift card. That's always an option, or a Spy Sumo fan gift card. Kessel got a nice Takayasu prize. And then the rest was all the giveaway stuff. So I always do try my best to get those prizes out in a timely manner. Hopefully they've reached you. If you were a prize winner last time, send me a quick email. Hey, it arrived. It always is nice to know that it got there. Anything else? No, I'm really excited for day one. I want to see who's showing up. Um, if, like I said, the contest down in the description, the link to join the contest isn't ready by tonight, I'll update it. I know Mike will get on it, and it'll probably be up there Monday if it's not today, because it's Sunday right now in Japan. So just check back in a day. But you have a whole week. The basho starts on Sunday the 13th. And I always give another day to see who pulled out of the tournament if you have to adjust your thing. So the deadline to enter will be Monday, July 14th at 10 p.m. Japan time. So you always get a little bit of time to enter if you forgot to, or to adjust your team if you need to. So do that and play along. And if you're not interested in that, that's cool. Just come on by. Sumo Summary Show almost every night. I can't foresee any huge reason why. We might have a little end of term teacher party around the 18th or 19th because, we're done with classes now until after summer. But nothing in the works as far as I know right now. So I try to come on. Usually it's around 10:30, 11 p.m. my time, and I record it late and tell you who won and who's going to fight the next day. So that's the Sumo Summary Show here on YouTube, but all the match coverage over on Patreon. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming by. Looking forward to the new boss show. We'll see you soon in 1 week on day one. See who usually they have the Yokozuna fight a Komusubi on day one. So maybe one will get Takayasu and the other one will get Oshoma. Yes, Oshoma. I have to make sure I say it right. And then we'll see Horikoto Zakura, the lone Oseki that nobody's really talking about. But who knows? Maybe that's his key to like kicking butt and he's going to win the U show. Who knows? But if you're a Patreon person, you want to leave a prediction, go over to the chat room and tell me who you think's going to win the U show. All right, take care, guys. See you soon. Peace.